African fight fans. It's Jabro back again with another video, and what this is a brand new segment on the African fighters. This is called Gbas Gbos. Actually, it's not really very brand new. We've been doing this a couple of months ago, kind of stopped, but now, due to popular demand, we're bringing it back. So what this is I'll scour the internet, find African fighters uh, newsworthy topics, and I'll talk about them. Yeah. So I'll tell you my opinions about these topics, and but what most important is I would want to hear your opinion because I'll be down in the comment section replying to every single comment by you wonderful people. Anyway, so before we get into it, the graphic is gonna roll now. Come on, Africans! I know that was a bit shitty, but so today the first topic we are going to be talking about is Kamaru Usman being told to forget about the horrible and stupid fight against Canelo Alvares. Well, this is an article that was posted by Mirror. Apparently, there was an interview. Dana White had an interview with Sky Sports, and he kind of downplayed this fight. If you have noticed, Usman's camp have been trying to ruffle some feathers with the fight about Canelo, and Usman was quoted to say Usman said something about in the lines of it would not be done until it's done. Something around that line of doing the unthinkable, basically. What he says he's gonna knock out Canelo, and he even put a timestamp on it, saying he's gonna do that in on Mexican Independence Day. Can't remember what date that is. It should be around September or August. Anyway, so Kamaru Usman has been pushing this agenda mostly through his management in the person of Ali Abdulaziz. And Canelo, I think the first time he actually said something interesting about that fight was when he was on Ariel Hawani's show, MMA Hour, where Ariel mentioned, sorry about that, Ariel kind of mentioned about the fight, and Canelo did his normal shtick of payday, payday, and then he kind of doubled down and he said in the fight business, you never say never. So that's like the only positive we got. But what we can see is definitely Canelo has been downplaying the fight. He doesn't seem to be too interested. Canelo has been he kind of put the fight in like sort of like an exhibition category, just like the way them Jake Paul fights, them Tyron Woodley fights. He doesn't see it as a professional boxing fight. But Kamaru Usman, in the other hand, he kind of sees it as a professional boxing fight. So basically, what I'm getting at is there've been a lot of noise about it, most especially from the Kamaru Usman camp. And Dana White has been asked multiple times in press conferences about this fight, but he keeps on kind of like doing the cold shoulder, you know. But recently he kind of came out, and I'm just gonna pull this up now, and I'm gonna read to you a quote from the interview Dana White had with Sky Sports. Here we go. He says, UFC Kingpin Dana White is uncertain how many people would be interested in seeing a bout between the pair. However, he has dismissed boxing versus MMA crossover bouts in general. He said, he Usman is serious about it. He shouldn't be serious about it. Dana White told Sky Sports. I don't like the fight at all. Everything about it is horrible. It's a stupid fight to make. It makes no sense. I don't know how many people will be interested in seeing that. Then he went further and he spoke about Conor McGregor and Floyd, and he said when Conor and Floyd fought, it took on a life on its own. Everywhere I went, people asked me if those two would fight. It just keeps building and building and building. It ended up being the biggest pay-per-view ever. Something could come along, but the whole boxing versus MMA thing is silly. So yeah, Dana White totally dismisses this, and we do know that if this fight eventually does happen, it has to be signed off by the WWE, by the UFC, and well, it doesn't kind of look like it's gonna happen anytime soon. Um, what I see, if you would ask me, what I see from the whole scenario is that Kamaru Usman has kind of like uh, made all the money he can from the UFC in the welterweight division basically. So all the money fights in his welterweight division, he has already done them. He fought Masvidal twice. He probably got over 2 million pay-per-view buys from the two fights he had. With Kobe Covington, he probably made 1 million pay-per-view buys from the two fights, because obviously Masvidal is a bigger draw than Kobe Covington. But then the thing is, there is nobody else who has that drawing power for Kamaru Usman to make more money. So this is pretty, I kind of see this happening this way. Maybe Usman sitting with his management, Ali, and be like, yo, we need to make some more money. And Ali will be like, well, you can move to the middleweight division and fight Israel Adesanya. But Usman was like, nah, my Nigerian brother. But Ali was like, hey, let's kind of push the agenda of 100 million. And then Usman keeps on mentioning, if there's $100 million or on that fight, me and Easy would have to talk, right? In a subtle way, basically. And then Ali came out and spoke about it, and Israel Adesanya had some words for Ali, talking about never fighting things that are bigger than money and all of that. So now they kind of focus their attention on the Canelo fight, which kind of looks like they would not get that. So it got so desperate in the Kamaru Usman camp that they actually thought about going over to the light heavyweight division to fight Jan Blachowicz. This is all because they're trying to, basically in the fight game, there's a thing about you make enough money and get out. And I think Kamaru Usman is still looking for more cash grabs. Because, to be honest, the only cash grab that he has that is realistic right now is probably Khamzat Chimaev, right? Khamzat Chimaev has been saying the right things, and Khamzat Chimaev is in the attention of the MMA fans. Khamzat Chimaev teaming up with Darren Till, it's a beautiful PR move. It got people talking, and so I see he's the only person that has the potential to get to sell pay-per-view with Usman. But then he needs to fight enough people to get up there. Anyway, so that's my take about it. Kamaru Usman has been told to forget about the horrible and stupid fight. Again, those are my opinions about this. I did tell you guys I would love to hear your own opinion about this. You can just drop some comments down below and we can have a fun discussion about it, right? And I'll make sure I reply every single message. And don't forget, guys, in this game of fighting, when they give you Gbas, you're gonna give Gbos. It's Gbas Gbos from the African Fighters, guys. Come on, Africans!